Hey guys, it's Mariah, and today's podcast we're going to talk about virtual reality. Now, lately I've been seeing a lot of gameplays on YouTube that involve VR headsets. You know, gamers like PewDiePie, Markiplier, all of them. They've been playing with these devices and they're really cool. Now, this technology is really cool. You can immerse yourself in the game and feel as though you're really inside of the game. Now, despite the pure awesomeness, I want to know, is virtual reality really going to be as popular and as used as smartphones and PCs? I did a lot of research on this topic, visiting websites from CNET to New York Times, Think Times, and even The Guardian. And I've come to the conclusion where, I don't know, I kind of feel like it won't be that successful in the future. You know, these products will definitely sell, but let me just explain. In this research, I found a lot of factors that can potentially make or break virtual reality. Now, one of the main things that I found was the price. That's a huge issue. Now, there are some good, pretty decent quality VR headsets out there, like the Samsung Gear VR, and it goes for around $100, which isn't too bad. But really, really amazing, great quality ones, like the Oculus Rift or HTC Vive, these can go from either $600 to $900 and maybe even more. And these devices can't even be used alone. They have to be paired with something or else they're virtually impossible to use. So to be able to use one, you're going to need a really good computer with a great graphics card, which is going to cost you most likely over $1,000. Or you could use a gaming console like a PlayStation or an Xbox. Now let's do the part everybody hates. The math. Good VR headsets, which are around $600 to $900 or more, plus a good computer or a gaming console, which is either going to be over $1,000 or a couple $100. You know what that equals? Over $1,000 on some experience or game that you're going to get sick of, and you can't even play for that long because you're going to get motion sick and
headaches and nausea and most likely damage your brain and potentially fall in love with some weird fake reality.
What? Let me not get into that. You know, let's just take that point, put that in my pocket, keep that little buddy for later. Now back to the price. How many people have thousands of dollars to just throw around willy-nilly for some gaming experience? So yeah, that makes me question, is this really worth it? As cool as VR is it really worth it? Many may argue and say, well, if people can spend hundreds on phones, PCs, gaming consoles, why can't they spend it on virtual reality devices? You know what I say? Well, the items that you just mentioned can be and are used daily. You know, they serve many useful purposes that assist us in our daily lives. Even a gaming console can be used to surf the internet, watch Netflix, play Blu-ray DVDs, a lot of stuff. So far, the only uses for VR that I've been reading about were video games and virtual experiences. An article on CNET does say how Facebook man Mark Zuckerberg has plans to, open up some new form of communication with virtual reality devices involving 3D cameras and all that cool stuff. But besides that, every other use for VR is just to give the user an experience. No uses actually get business done, nor do they help assist in daily life the way that phones, computers, and even gaming consoles can. But all this ties into why I don't believe that VR will be that successful. As mentioned before, all you can really do with these devices is feel as if though you're in a game or experience. And that'll get pretty old. I mean, you can only play these things for so long. Not only will boredom kill the experience, but I've read that these devices can give users headaches, motion sickness, nausea, disorientation, and even eye strain. One of the websites I checked mentioned a quote from the Wall Street Journal, and listen to what it says.
I'm going to read it for you.
The experience can cause nausea, eye strain, and headaches. Headset makers don't recommend their devices for children. Samsung and Oculus urge adults to take at least 10-minute breaks every half hour. And they warn against driving, riding a bike, or operating machinery if the user feels odd after a session. That's some pretty serious junk right there. If these devices can mess your body up like that, who's going to want to buy them? Like I said, just another reason they won't be that successful. And now it's time for my last point. Time to pull that little buddy back out of the pocket. There are a lot of ethical issues that come along with this technology. Many people believe that this is just going to become a new form of physical isolation, kind of like when people are always having their face in their phones or buried in their computers. Now, listen to this. Some even believe that people will start to prefer their little fake virtual world over the real world. Now, we got a lot of moms out there. A lot of moms won't like that. Plus, moms are going to be the one paying for these devices, so we got a problem here.
That is a very big issue.
Listen to this. In one article from The Guardian, filmmaker Chris Milk says this. Think about how the technology scales to the point where you're eventually incorporating other senses at further and further levels of fidelity. What you're talking about at some point is more than a medium, but is fundamentally an alternative level of human consciousness. This is some serious, scary Matrix type stuff that I want a part of. As cool as this stuff is, there are just so many problems, so many things that could go wrong with virtual reality that I just don't think it's going to be that great and successful. You know, if companies define their success as having these products be used as often as phones and PCs, I don't think it'll ever reach that point. Of course, these devices will sell, but I'm just not sure how great of a purpose they'll serve. Sorry, virtual reality.